Hello everyone, and welcome back to MyGM and WWE 2K24. And this is not going to be a good week of television here, folks. I really don't know what I'm doing. Most of the people on our show have, like, ludicrously low stamina. EO has 8. Most of the people are floating in like the 30s. Carmelo Hayes is like a 25. It's not good. We have Jackson Smooth, Bronson Reed are the two who were like base roster available. Dom got blocked, so Dom can just never compete. Finn, we don't get back until next week, and even when we do get him back, it looks like he's gonna have really low stamina anyway, so I just don't know what this episode is going to be. These are going to be two pretty rough shows. And we're also coming up on Survivor Series. And that's like, I don't know how that's going to look because, I mean, I'll do my best to, like, I can't run stipulation matches. That much is a given. Yeah, I mean, so I brought on Pete Dunne because we need someone who can compete on the show. And I figured, why not? I'm pretty sure the budget resets at the end of the year, and I have 7 weeks to go, so I will simply do what I can. I need to use 3 power cards to get whatever that might get me. Have I used any yet? No, I have not used any yet. They blocked me, but I haven't done one. So, first off, we're gonna do special promotion because we need it. That's the only way we're gonna retain fans. Not today, Satan. What a name. I don't think we can actually play 3 because I would just be wasting my talent scout points. And I mean, I could do network special, but there's no real injury rehab to do. I could buy a beginner's luck and do that. Maybe 25,000 though. Is it really worth it? The lowest popularity, it just goes to a jobber. I'll worry about it another week. Special promotion, I think, is a need, though. So, I'm not even going to run down the card. We're just going to go.
1, 2, it's over.
So, opening for WCW, it is Carmella who gets the win over Nikita Lyons in a 2.5-star opener. You know, hopefully, these other brands can put on bad shows, and it'll make up for Smackdown being a dud. Kofi Kingston and Argus the Great, and Kofi gets the win. Rey Mysterio still cutting promos. See, I maybe need to start, like, cutting back on the amount of stipulations and stuff that I run, because the stamina is forever a problem. And I'm looking at like what WCW and these other brands are doing. They've got people with loads of stamina. And sure, they get people injured too, but they somehow find a way to make it work. And then the main event is a WCW Women's Championship match. Isla Dawn challenging Candice LeRae, but Roxanne Perez is doing a run-in for some reason. I have to assume maybe that's like their commissioner goal. In any case, the run-in didn't seem to cost Isla Dawn the match. In fact, she's the new women's champion, so not really sure what the intention would have been there. Opening for NXT, the NXT Women's Tag Team titles are on the line. I believe this is a rematch with Bayley and Alba Fire, so we will see who gets it. And it is going to be Bayley and Alba Fire. It was okay. Call out promo, the feud is going. Ilya Dragunov and Ivar. And Ivar gets the win, 2.5 stars once again. Just not a very exciting week on any of these shows, it would seem. I mean, I guess, you know, women's tag titles changed hands. Women's title changed hands. What am I talking about? They're having good shows. SmackDown, not so much. Asuka and Beth Phoenix again. This time it is Beth Phoenix who gets the win, and it's still not a rivalry. So, yeah, I don't really know what to take from that. And then main event tag team match, the Awesome Profits taking on Big E and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and the win goes to the Awesome Profits, 3.5 stars. and the feud advances. You know, it is what it is.
1, 2, that's it. Ring the bell.
So in a triple threat match, Ronda Rousey defeats Zoe Stark and Tamina. That got 3 stars. Best opener of the week so far. Omos called out Joaquin Wilde. Blair Davenport picks up the win over Wendy Chu. That got 2 stars, but it's a mid-card. Plus 5 ring XP for Joaquin Wilde. What? Kit Wilson and X-Pac get the win over Julius Creed and John the Fisherman. What are we doing here? JD McDonough got them 3,000 fans on the charity promo, and then main event time, Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss, and the win goes to Tiffany, and it got 3 stars. So now it's time for Smackdown. We've got 2 matches that actually kind of might be, you know, could start something. Damian Priest and Butch in the opener. I'm doing it again. Like with Piper, I would rather call her Piper than the gimmick name. And with Pete Dunne, it's like Butch is a bad. It's a not good. I'm so glad that he's back to Pete Dunne in the bruiserweight, because that to me just, I mean, you know, he did good work as part of the Brawling Brutes. I feel like having Pete Dunne and Sheamus doing stuff together is kind of a cool idea. Psycho Sally and Indy Hartwell, though. And it's a win for Indy. Please don't get injured, and no one gets injured, and it's a rivalry for some reason. I do think at least Jimmy advanced the feud with Jackson Smooth, which was the goal. Nikki also advances the feud with Piper Niven. We'll see if Piper can get the win here. And she does. Don't get injured. No injury. Okay. Disappointing. That really is just the theme of this week. Thankfully, Jey Uso did pretty well in the advertising, only dropped 2 popularity, and I mean, like, the advertising promo. I spent all the money on Pete Dunne's contract anyway, so I just don't know what I'm doing in this episode. Bronson Reed and Jackson Smooth, and the win goes to Big Bronson Reed. Oh, that's terrible. That's so bad. I thought maybe, like... No, there was no feud going into it. Yeah, that makes sense. Just awful all around. I probably should have just run Seth and Bronson Reed. The opener was actually the best match on the card. No, this isn't good booking. Don't lie to me, game. WCW got a 100 for plus 40,000 fans. NXT 2.0 got a 104 for plus 45,000 fans. ECW 99 for plus 44,000 fans, and then what does SmackDown do? 83 plus 35,000, which with the fans retained, honestly, like, that could have been a lot worse. And hey, there's a little bit more budget now. Hopefully the second week can be a little bit better. NXT passes us in the ratings, which makes sense, but we're still leading because we have the trophy. Oh, we're in Chicago? Bad timing. Reduce the length of one of their contracts by 1 week? Yeah, it's probably, yeah, Carmelo Hayes. Well, I think Carmelo Hayes would have been going down to his last week anyway. Yeah, I can't really renew his contract, unfortunately. Something I've been wanting to say for a while. I'm getting sick of being... Oh, okay, so Indy wants to turn heel. I mean, she's not really in a feud right now, so I guess, why not? Moderate increase. And Jackson Smooth says he's a master on the mic. But he's like the one guy with stamina. I don't want to say no, but I feel like this is a situation where I kind of have to. But his morale's not that good to begin with. No, I'm gonna say no. It's just a small decrease though, so nothing too major. And in SmackDown's darkest moment, he appears, Chuck McWagon. Maybe setting him up to be a heel was a mistake. Maybe he was the hero we needed all along. But I don't care. 69,000 for a 5-week contract. Sure, why not? I don't claim to have any plan for how this show is gonna work out anymore. I'm just gonna run with it. So get Jackson Smooth out of here. Forget about that. We'll just make it. Let's just have that do one-on-one. We're gonna get something. Chuck is here. Jackson Smooth, why not? They actually have stamina, but neither of them have a match specialty that we can really take advantage of, though. I might tweak this card a little bit. Okay, so looking over contracts, I realized that the -1 week, it couldn't have gone to Carmelo because he was down to 2 weeks anyway. So his contract was gonna expire this week no matter what. So it was Pete Dunne who got hit with it. So I will have to keep that in mind. At the very least, Jimmy Uso cutting a promo will get us a bump on the contract negotiation card. So that's pretty cool. Indy Hartwell, we're gonna fulfill that promise. We're gonna do Dom and Jay, just make sure it's taken care of as soon as possible. And yeah, Chuck McWagon's here now, so I figured I'll get silly with it. Jay Uso is gonna challenge Dirty Dom for the Universal title in the opening match, but it's the opener because Finn Balor is gonna do a silly little run-in and mess that one up for Jay, and hopefully maybe start a feud of some sort. And Judgment Day can rule the show. There's a lot of women who aren't competing on this week's show. I mean, just look at that stamina. Rhea could compete without risk of being injured, but then just in her next match, she would be at risk of getting injured. So it's like, I lose no matter what. Yeah, we'll have I figured how I'm going to do this match is it's Carmelo Hayes and Chuck McWagon. Carmelo's on his last match. He's on his way out, saying goodbye to the fans, but then Chuck McWagon appears, and he's back to take his place on Smackdown, and I don't know. I don't need to justify it, but this is the narrative I'm looking for. You know, face and heel, that'll probably do a little better than Pete Dunne and Jackson Smooth having a match because they're the ones available, and the mid card can stink. It's fine. And Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed go one-on-one. I'm hoping that the rivalry will make this a better rating than the week before. One can only hope. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with any of the scouting because we got our guy, Chuck McWagon. He's right there. We got it. Really isn't. There's not a whole lot going on in the power cards, but I'll do the get schooled, I guess. And then I can use that to give somebody ring experience, and I don't think holding on to much, like, budget, might as well spend it where I can, I think. I feel like I'm going through this kind of quick for my usual pace, but I'm just gonna run with it and hope no one gets injured. I have one injury rehab card that could save, like, if Jay gets hurt potentially, but then that's gonna be it. That's gonna be all I have. So here's the title match. Now the run-in from Finn doesn't mean that Jay will automatically lose, so let's see. Jay and Dom for the title. And no, Dirty Dom retains, makes sense. It got 3.5 stars, and yeah, it did start the rivalry between Finn and Jay, which is cool. I'm honestly considering, after the Jimmy and Jackson Smooth feud, like, maybe I turn Jimmy face and we get the allied forces against the Judgment Day. Probably not. I feel like reuniting the Usos would be a less interesting way to go about it. Indy is a heel, and it happened. Pete Dunne and Jackson Smooth, and the win goes to Pete in a 1.5 star. That's about right. Damian Priest advances the feud with Pete Dunne. Carmelo Hayes and Chuck Wagon one-on-one, and Chuck McWagon gets the win over Carmelo, so he is establishing himself as a dominant force here on SmackDown. Jimmy Uso, that's a good charity promo, got us 5,000 fans. We need something to try and gain something out of this week, although this week is looking better than the previous one. And then Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed gets the win again, so really building. I should have done the title match as the main, but I thought because there was I thought the feud maybe could carry, or maybe I should have made this a tables. It is what it is. But yeah, Seth really building up the underdog narrative going into Survivor Series.
1, 2, it's over. Hit the bell.
And opening the show for ECW, R-Truth gets the win over Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know why JD McDonough's still doing promos, because he's at 100 popularity. John the Fisherman and X-Pac. Truly a dream match here. And yeah, X-Pac wins, but like, does it really matter? Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport continuing that feud, and it's Blair who once again picks up the win, 1.5 star. What tag team feud is this? It's something. It's like you have a combination of teams here. Like you got like half of the LWO, half of the Creed brothers, half of Pretty Deadly, and then Shinsuke is there. And the main event is Alexa Bliss and Tiffany Stratton once again. And it is Tiffany Stratton who picks up the win, 3.5 stars.
1, 2, that's 3. Bring it.
Raquel gets the win over Quinn B. It got 3 stars, and it's a level 3 feud now. The Miz and Montez Ford do a silly little tag team. Wait. No, because Big E is on one. Wait, so for a tag team call out, does it have to be one from each team? Huh, I've never tried it before, so it just seems, a tag team call out promo just kind of seems inefficient, but I also really haven't had many opportunities to establish a good tag team feud because my roster is very thin. Cinnamon Garrett and Beth Phoenix again. Beth has 2 opponents on NXT, and finally, one of them starts a rivalry with her. Scarlett got them 3,000 on the charity promo. Fallon Henley and Alba Fire. The win goes to Fallon Henley. It got 2 stars. Asuka +1 on the self promo. And then the main event triple threat. Ivar, Ilya Dragunov, and Big E for the NXT Championship. And Ivar gets the win, 4-star match. Big E no longer the NXT champion, and that's a level 2 feud between Dragunov and Ivar. Isla Dawn retains the WCW Women's title in her rematch with Candice LeRae, and it was another 3.5 star. Nothing doing for Tony D'Angelo on that self promo. Cruz del Toro picks up the win over Argus the Great. Kofi Kingston goes up 2 popularity on the self promo. Tag team titles on the line, LA Knight and Akira Tozawa versus Eric and Kyle Slickman. And Tozawa and LA Knight continue their dominant reign as the WCW Tag Team Champions. Rey Mysterio got them over 5,000 fans on the charity promo. And then Roxanne Perez versus Karen Compactor in the main event. Roxanne has 15 stamina. And she gets the win. And is out for 5 weeks. Got a 4-star match, but she's out. She's out of commission. Was it worth it, WCW? Perhaps. It seems like they had the best show of the week in terms of the drama curve and whatnot. You know, our show was fine. Definitely better than the week before, but if I had just tweaked the placement on some of those matches, it maybe would have been even better. Plus 35,000 fans, and, you know, got some budget back. Plus 32,000 fans for ECW. NXT 2.0, a 103 for plus 46,000. And they got 90,000 back to their budget. And a 102 for WCW for plus 48,000 fans. So yeah, WCW definitely won that week. We got our commissioner goal. And yeah, NXT 2.0 really pulling ahead in the ratings now because my roster is dead. I can't book anybody. And ECW still trailing in last. Jackson Smooth says he's been unappreciated because I didn't let him cut a promo the previous week. Which is fair. It did decrease his morale. I want us to be on the same page. Do you appreciate all I've done? You're one of our top stars. I want to offer you a 50K bonus. Despite your popularity, I can't show you. I mean, I don't want him to get upset. I'll pay him the 50K, I guess. They say money can't solve every problem, but it definitely helps. Major increase to his morale. I've been putting in a lot of work. I think I've earned a shot at the world title. Within 3 weeks, I mean, I can probably make that happen. I should probably stop making promises to everybody, but it's just instinctual. I have to do it. And yeah, that brings us to Survivor Series. So we've got two level 4 rivalries going into it. We have a level 3 rivalry, and that's probably all that could potentially pay off on this show. So at the very least, Survivor Series is looking like it should still be a pretty solid show. I'm taking not the fixed match card. Yeah, so like I can probably do the 3 power cards right now. So we'll do the network special to get the big boost to the fans. We'll do a contract negotiation on Pete Dunne. We'll just secure him for functionally the rest of the season. And then 15 ring experience for, you know what, Dirty Dom is the champ. Let's see if we can get him to level 10. And a bonus perk. So the perk decision is going to be stamina or basic popularity. I mean, Dom's already a 90 popularity. Oh my god, he has a record of 12-2. We'll do stamina. I think stamina is pretty important, as I have learned the hard way. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for hopefully a more exciting installment for Survivor Series. So yeah, I'll see you then.